So a few videos back, I made a video talking about the state of Star Wars and how we're almost in a state of limbo right now. And I clearly stated that's possibly the best place we could be at as Star Wars fans because we can either go up or we can go down. But recently with this latest news, I think we're going right back down. If you guys don't know who this is that's on my screen right now, or on your screen right now, this is actually the new trans clone trooper that they decided to make for Star Wars. And their name is Sister, or he, or she, whatever. It's called Sister. And I'm not gonna lie here, I'm honestly getting kind of tired of seeing this within Star Wars. I don't know, I just feel as though Star Wars is such a bigger franchise and such a broad and amazing universe that you could have any kind of identity. It doesn't freaking matter. It feels more so like agenda pushing and trying to almost mark off checkboxes in a way like a lot of other franchises are doing now. I'm not blind to it, I just try to look towards the positive things all the time. And lately, honestly, I've been finding it harder and harder to do so. Now, I'm not going to scream and yell like I have done in past videos. I kind of honestly past that point now. I just want to talk about stuff from an actual cordial spot and not actually sound like an asshole. I just really don't understand the fact of having to identify with something that's within the show based on its race, what color it is, what it does, what alien it is. I personally identify with well thought out and flushed out characters such as Luke Skywalker. He's my favorite character in all Star Wars, with Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn being a secondary character that I like the most. I mean, he's my second favorite Jedi. And here's a newsflash, I'm not really white, but I personally could care less about color and more about the content of the character. The reason why I care so much and love Luke Skywalker is because he never gave up. That's one of the main reasons. You guys have to realize the insurmountable odds that Luke had to overcome in order to actually gain and become the Jedi he was today that we all know and love. And it's crazy because Disney went ahead and ruined his character. I mean, I don't really count the Luke that we saw in the sequels as the Luke that we all know and love, because that Luke gave up super duper easily. He didn't even give up a fight to actually keep Ben Solo around, or Kylo Ren in this case, around. He sensed the tiniest bit of darkness within him and then completely gave up when he was about to crash out and absolutely murder him for no reason, his own nephew. And that's just something that Luke Skywalker absolutely would not do. He would not try to kill his own nephew because he sensed a little bit of darkness in him. He would fight for his nephew all the time. And that's one reason why I always identified with Luke Skywalker. It's not because of his skin color, not because of what, race he is. I can care less about that stuff. I care more about the character in itself. And one of the main reasons why I like Qui-Gon Jinn so much, and he's my second favorite character in all of Star Wars, is because of what he actually stands for. Me as a Christian, I actually go through this a lot in my real life self all the time. Like, it's literally all the time. But Qui-Gon teaches you not to actually listen to what the leaders are trying to tell you. Question everything yourself and trust only in the Force. And that's something that you can actually take into anything. You don't want to listen to everything at surface value. You want to put it underneath a microscope and think about it for yourself and really dissect what they're actually trying to tell you. You don't want to just want to listen and just say, oh, they told me to do it, so I'm going to go do it. Like, you stupid. And most of all, just like Luke, he only really wanted the best for everyone. Luke and Qui-Gon both had that same kind of compassion. They both never really gave up, and they also really just wanted the best for everyone that was around them. And that's something that I can relate to myself. I just want the best for everyone. I don't really care. I don't really have any hatred or vitriol towards anyone. But these are the kind of characteristics that I look for within characters, not their identity, not what they are. At the end of the day, it just kind of feels like a hat pull with this whole trans clone trooper thing. And I'm not trying to say that trans people don't exist, because they do. And I'm not trying to say that gay people don't exist, because, they do. They all exist, and they all deserve to be happy in their own right. But I'm not going to lie to you, pushing this agenda amongst the Star Wars fans who could really care less is just not really the good thing to do. And I think that's shown in sales. I think that's shown in what's going on over at Disney itself with all the failed projects that are coming from Star Wars and both Marvel at the same time. All this woke stuff is kind of just, everybody's kind of tired of hearing about it now. And personally, I think it's just time that we all move on. We just don't want to be yelled at and screamed at when we're trying to go to Star Wars for escapism. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to try to say that political undertones have been in media for years. And, it's true. It has been in media for years, but it hasn't been pushed to this extent. And it's not only happening in Star Wars, as I said before, it's happening in a multitude of franchises across the board in Hollywood. And I personally think that I'm actually one of the most qualified people to talk about this subject, because I like a lot of characters who are not necessarily male. I'm a male, obviously, but I love a lot of different characters who aren't. It's just because of what their character represents and what their character does is what I like about it. I don't really care if you're male, female, or whatever. As long as the character is good and it's actually not forced upon amongst you. Like from Star Wars itself, I like Ahsoka. You know, Ahsoka's a great character. From a comic book standpoint, I love Wonder Woman. She's honestly one of my top 3 heroes. Then you have Zatanna from DC. You also have Raven, Starfire. You have Lara Croft. You have Ashley. You have Jill from Resident Evil. You have Ikora from Destiny. There's so many different characters that I actually love and respect who are of the opposite gender. And I'm just kind of spitballing there. I'm not just naming my top ones. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head. And that is all because of who they are as a character that I like. It's not just their identity. It's not just, what's on the exterior. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that it's just kind of going too far and we're not at a point where we're not even focusing on the actual characters anymore? And also, side note, I don't know why everything in Star Wars has to represent Earth in some way. Even the most recent sets, we don't even have aliens that much anymore. But that's a topic for a different discussion. But anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. There's just so much that I would love to talk about right now, but in order to keep this video short, I don't want to go on a long tangent. I just want to have this almost give you your thoughts, my thoughts towards this issue. May the Force be with you, and as always, have a great rest of your day.
You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.